This meditation is guided by Elisa Riutta, South Coast Mindfulness. For more of my meditations, visit my website, southcoastmindfulness.com. And letting your eyes close if that feels comfortable, but also if you want to keep your eyes open, just aiming to have a soft gaze, not really looking at anything, just letting the eyes rest. So relaxed, awake, self-supported posture. If you're sitting, feet ideally flat against the floor, if possible. If you are lying down, then legs long, slightly apart, arms long by your side, palms open towards the ceiling, neck straight and back of the head resting on the mat. And whichever posture you're in, just letting the shoulders drop, relax. And then becoming aware of the support from the contact between the floor and your feet, the contact of the heels with the floor, the soles, the toes. Any kind of sensations you feel in your feet. Pulsating, perhaps some mild pressure through the soles or the heel bones. Temperature of the air against the skin. The texture of the floor felt on your feet. Moving your attention to your seat, buttocks, sitting bones, perhaps back of the thighs. Pressed softly against the chair, or if you're lying down, floor. And noticing how the weight is carried from hip to hip. And opening to receive the connection and contact. And dropping back to this contact of your feet and seat whenever your attention has gone elsewhere. Away from where you were in the body, using these sensations of connection of the feet and your seat to recenter and to come back as often as you need to. Maintaining this connection of the feet and your seat, how it feels to sit here, how it feels to connect, to ground and steady yourself. And also becoming now more consciously aware of your breathing, how the breath unfolds in the body. So really stepping out of the thinking of the breath, thinking how it goes and how it should go. Resting your awareness on the sensations of the movement of the breath. The physical sensations on your belly or chest, or wherever you feel the movement best. Just where you feel the most connection and ease to stay with this movement. Sensing the expansion and stretching out of the belly and chest with the in-breath. Then the movement changing direction, breath turning to out-breath, and belly or chest subsiding, falling back. The body moving inwards and outwards like this, in its own rhythm. And best you can, allowing this movement to happen on its own. And becoming curious of the shifts in sensations from this movement. Changes and how each movement is made up by different sensations. Completely new air coming in. The body receiving each breath at a time and sending it out again. Even if the breath doesn't feel exactly as you would hope it would feel, perhaps it goes a bit faster or it's a bit shallower than what you would like. Just seeing if you can purely tune into the sensations, whatever they are, letting go of preferences about the movement, about the breath. Just becoming curious and interested in this movement, how it's made up in the body, what the body does, what is happening. And whenever you notice that you have gone to thinking, you've gone somewhere else, acknowledging the thoughts that you have, just briefly, and then guiding yourself back, kindly and without judgment, patiently returning from thoughts, and actually making this direction, this reconnection back here, part of your meditation, as it really is that. We refocus and we bring our attention back many times in mindfulness. Many times, and that is a very natural part of being for us human beings. Our attention shoots up to the brain and the mind, and we pause there and we bring our attention back. This is how we strengthen our concentration. This is how we strengthen the mindfulness muscle. Just bringing ourselves back without any blame, any judgment. Resting awareness back to breath. So expanding now from your breath to the sensations in the entire body. As you're sitting here or lying down, allowing the breath to move and sensing your feet and seat and opening to the wider sense of this body, the fullness and an aliveness of it. So pausing here and just feeling your breath, and when something somewhere in the body draws your attention, getting a bit closer to it. Whether there's a sense of pressure somewhere, tingling, vibrating, itching, sense of lightness, stiffness, or an ache of some kind. Maintaining your focus on the sensation for a moment, so that you can get a sense of where it is in the body. Where can I feel this? Is it on a right leg or left foot, stomach, lower back, the left toe, right shoulder? Wherever something is drawing your attention, it's becoming curious about this, getting a bit closer. And perhaps it's just enough to acknowledge briefly that something is arising, some kind of bodily sensation somewhere. Acknowledging and then releasing your attention back to sitting and back to the whole body. So it's possible to move like this, zooming in, zooming out, not looking for any experience or making any experience up either. Just listening very carefully, opening to allow, to sense. And once in a while, you might want to explore further and take some more time sensing what is arising. So a bit like taking a beam of a torch and pointing it to a sensation that's here. Beginning by sensing the outer edges of a sensation. And if you wish, then getting a bit closer to its core. And noticing even how the sensation can be different on the outer edges and deeper within. Simply paying attention, not needing to react or do anything about the sensation right now, unless it's some kind of discomfort that you need to adjust your posture, which is completely fine, of course. But if you can stay with the sensations that you're feeling, and maybe exploring a bit further, any kind of qualities that the sensation might have, like the size of it, where it is. Does it have any shape? How far does the sensation reach? Does it move at all, or is it completely still? Does it have a weight? Does it blend in with something else? Or is it quite clear, with quite clear edges, clear shape? Leaving all the judgment and any opinions about the sensation behind, if and when those thoughts arise. Noting them and thanking them, and then just letting them go. But really focusing on the physicality of what is present, what you can learn from it. Is the sensation really just in one place? Does it spread out further? Or on the other hand, is it as big as it first feels? Can you narrow it down? Taking a closer look. So just softly moving attention like this, through the body, like a beam of a torch, narrowing into sensations, expanding out, zooming in and out, completely at your own pace and preference, not needing to follow every sensation or perform the meditation in any way, but just simply the ones that arise and feel like something that you want to explore for a moment. This is the practice. And whenever the mind jumps into analyzing what is going on, thanking the mind for its suggestion, for its way of supporting you, and then just leaving those thoughts there. Just returning to neutral observation of the body sensations, sitting or lying. And there are some sensations that you might notice that are surrounded by an emotion of some kind. There can be pleasantness in a sensation. There may be a sense of relief or a sense of rest somewhere in the body, or a sense of joy felt as a body sensation. Always completely individual experience, what is felt. And sometimes there can be something more intense, showing up as tightness, tension, worry, annoyance, boredom, flatness, or just a undefined tangle somewhere, difficult to name. And it is important to remind yourself that there never is an expectation to explore any sensations further than you feel you can, reasonably, comfortably, to stay with. And if you are unsure, it's always better to be careful and just move on to something else that is more tolerable, easier. We don't need to push ourselves in meditation in any way. And adjusting your posture if there is a physical difficulty, always possible to change how you're sitting, how you're lying down. But if there is some kind of discomfort that you're feeling, which is mild enough to stay with, you can do the same as with all the other sensations, which is turning towards them, turning towards the discomfort, recognizing where you feel the sensation, noting the qualities, shape, size, weight. Does it have a pattern? How does it move? Does it change at all from one moment to the next? Is there any kind of change? So when we're faced with something unpleasant, we have a tendency to tighten around the sensation. So already an acknowledgement of our habitual reactions and what we tend to do, and then instead of tightening and bracing around it, choosing to consciously soften your relation to what you're feeling. The sensation itself does not need to change in any way. And usually if we try to change something that's unpleasant or uncomfortable, we might add to it. But our approach can be soft. Our approach towards difficulty can be kind. And bit by bit, when we practice, we can grow our capacity to meet with whatever is in this moment, with allowing and compassion. And this can be hugely helpful in daily life as well. Approaching our experiences with kindness and patience, without crossing your limits, without trying anything too hard. Perhaps just a very subtle shift towards opening instead of closing. When coming across with a difficulty, and inviting your breath to brush the outer edges of the sensation that is challenging. In this way, telling the sensation and telling yourself all the experiences are allowed, all the experiences are respected. and respecting yourself this way at the same time. So then connecting through the feet and the seat and the movement of the breath once more, becoming more aware of these sensations, the connection and groundedness that they can bring. And from this place, opening to include everything that's in this moment, everything your awareness touches, the body, thoughts, emotions, everything through your senses, including sounds. Simply noting the moment as it arises for you. Receiving with friendliness and softly noting a thought, a sound, a sensation in the body, the breath, and letting it all move like weather is coming and going, or clouds in the sky, everything having its own beginning and ending. No goals, nothing to achieve, no more or less to be felt, no preference with what is here. Whatever you notice, when you notice it, you have already connected with this moment by noticing. You are already mindful and already aware. You are already practicing mindfulness. Fullness and aliveness of each moment, openly receive the full spectrum of life.